In this video, I'm saying it's up to you. What you do in your life, what you do with it, is up to you. Please join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to a Better You. In this video, I'm saying take charge of your own life. It's up to you. If you're new, my name is Sherifa Nakalema. I'm a business owner here in Virginia, USA. And I'm here. I like to talk about money, business, personal development, motivation. Today's motivational day. So if any of that sounds like interesting, taking your life, I'm talking about your own life to the next level. Please consider subscribing. Please. If you're not aware already, your life is actually up to you. Do you like to blame others for why your life is not going the way it should? Why you're stuck somewhere? Or like whatever is going on now. You think about your situation. Do you have a tendency to blame other people? Only if you're watching me and you're under 18. But if you are 18 years old, I think 18 is the adult age for most countries. Although, like USA here, they say 18, you're an adult, but you're not really independent until you're at least 21. But at least when you're 18, or even though you still live with your parents, but you still have some kind of independence where you can decide what's good for you. So I'm saying, if you are younger, this video is good for you because I'm going to suggest some ideas that you shouldn't be blaming other people. I have a list here. You know, sometimes I keep my notes. I have a list of the situations you could be blaming or some people you could be blaming. And I'm saying, please start thinking a little bit differently because the blame game is going to help you. It's not going to help you. It's going to keep you stuck. You know, I don't know if you're familiar. If you're young, maybe you're not familiar. Those who are older, you could be familiar with the poet. She died recently, a few years ago. Her name was Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou, I used to watch her a lot on Oprah. The Oprah, they were very close. In fact, I think Oprah referred to her as mother or aunt, something like that. But she had quotes. In fact, when you go to Google, you could find many quotes by Maya Angelou because she was a poet. When she spoke, like all the words that came out of her were like very, very important. So she used to say that people tend to blame themselves. But in fact, let me quote it right. He said, when you know better, you do better. Maybe you didn't know. Like as you're watching me today, you didn't know that it's not a good thing to blame other people. They could have solutions to your problem. So now we know there's solution. There are some people who grow up with so many issues that you need therapy. Before we didn't know. You just grow, you become old with your issues, you cry tears in darkness. No one knows about your pain. But now we know that therapy can actually help you heal the old wounds. So when you know better, you do better. It's time to heal those wounds and move on. Especially children who grow up without parents, children who grow up with abusive parents, all that stuff. In that home where I grew up, there is therapy that could help you. Okay? Now, let me go to, but you have to know that all what we're talking about here, what I'm talking about today, it requires courage, it requires commitment, it requires sacrifice, it requires some kind of pain. It requires you making a decision. Make a decision. You have to make a decision. And if you are old enough to make that decision, by the way, even when there are young people who come later and say, you know, I made a decision at this age. They may not say it now, but I don't think young people are the ones watching me. But if you're watching me, you can make a decision actually at any age. You could be in a situation where you say, what? Me? When I get to this age, I won't live like this. My life is going to be different. There are people who grow up in abusive relationships and they say, you know what? Like seeing their mom and dad fight all the time and they make a decision that I don't want that for my life. I'll never do that to my wife. I'll never behave like that as a husband or as a wife. But then they're children at that age. So I have a list of situations here that could be, one of them is, I'm going to take it. If I mention you in what I'm about to say, please leave a comment for me. That when he said that, that was me. Okay. Who do you blame? Assume you blame someone. Are you blaming parents? Let me see. What you could be blaming a parent for? Some people start by saying, for giving birth to you. Why did they give birth to me? If they're going to give birth to me and they can't take care of me, why? See, are you one of them? Well, you're already here. So that one is no use. You're already born. Okay, what about where you were born? Like the location, like where you are. How come you were born here? How did they decide even to settle here? And then, who they were. What kind of parents are these? People are ashamed of their own parents. And how poor they were. Actually, that's one of the main reasons sometimes people are ashamed of their parents, because they look at their parents, they want to pretend their parents are different. So I know so many people who did that. They pretended that their parents were different just because they are ashamed of their own parents. Okay, how they don't know how to be parents. Yes. Don't blame them. I joke around. I say, like, to people, I talk to people. I said, the easiest thing to do, I think, is to become pregnant, especially a female, to become pregnant, or even for a man, to make a woman pregnant, and for a female, although it's painful, to have a baby. When it's time to have a baby, the baby will come out. So you're going to, because of the pains, you're going to talk to someone, even if you're not in the hospital, that baby will come out. People who know how the baby comes out, they will help you get the baby out. That's the easy part. The hard part is what happens next. You have to take care of this baby. You have to feed the baby. Figure out where the money is coming from. All that. And there's no cost. Maybe there are costs now. But it should be on the curriculum, I think. A course, like here in USA, they have a course of driving. Starting at 15 years, I think, they have a whole class in high school for driving. They should have a whole class for parenting, maybe a whole class for marriage. I know, like in churches, they say, premarital counseling. It's not enough. They need a whole class to guide people. What do you do in case of this? What do you do in case of that? If people knew how expensive it is to raise a child, maybe they would not be playing around having babies. That's me now talking like a parent. Because it's so hard. Now, that's the easy part. Now, your children, you, the child, I'm talking to you like you're the one blaming the parents. You are blaming the parents because they didn't know how to raise you. They raised you wrong. They didn't know. Some of them didn't know. They didn't know what to do. So, maybe they're copying their parents. They're trying to remember how their parents behave. But maybe they're copying the wrong thing. See what I mean? You are blaming them for how strict they were. Now those strict ones, you're blaming them for being strict. Maybe they're helping you. I could be one on that list of the strict ones. When they are strict, they are helping you. You may see it as a bad thing, but you're going to thank them later. And then how ignorant they were. Wow. In old ages, some people are not even educated at all. Your parents didn't know a thing. You have to be the one even reading for them. Like when you learn how to read, they don't know. They are ignorant. It was those times. So you cannot blame them for that. Okay, they called you. They didn't know. They didn't know how to parent well. So they called you. You're not good enough. Or they compared you. Compared with children, that one even now. Parents will tend to do that. But innocently, you don't know. Why can't you do something like the other one does it? Why are you not getting a good grades like the other one? So you are comparing them without you knowing it. But some of them do it directly. You are stupid. This one is smart. Stuff like that. They are affecting you up to now. And because your parents, they say, Dr. Phil, I like what Dr. Phil, he said, because the parent has authority over you, whatever word they use, because as parents we may not be careful, the kids pick it up. My mom called me stupid. I must be stupid. You see? So those are the things. Now I'm just on the parents. This video may be long. Oh my God. The parents. I think that they take the most part, right? If you are blaming those parents, instead of blaming those parents, just be grateful you had the parents. They did what they knew how to do at that time. Most parents are great parents. That's all they know how to do, and they did their very best. It's very few parents are careless parents. And here in America, if you are a careless parent, they take the children away from you. They put them in foster care if you do careless things. But most parents try to do their very best. So as children, we need to learn to be grateful instead of blaming. Okay? Solve those problems. Work. If you need therapy, okay, go do that. Then the single parents, yes. Those were two parents, the ones I started with. The single parent. Oh, what do they blame the single parents for? They never had time for you. Okay, they never had time for you. Remember, they were the ones working 2 jobs to pay the bill, do everything, come back very, very tired. But for you, because when you're a child, you don't even know what the parents are going through. Just making sure the bills are paid is a lot for them. But for you, just want to have some time. They never had time for me. You are blaming them for they never allowed you to do with your yes, because I'm on a single parent. They never allowed you to go to be with the other parent. Like if you grow up with your mother, they never allowed you to be with your father, but you never even know why. Maybe they're protecting you from your father. You don't know what happened. Some is violent situations. There are reasons why the single parent is the single parent, especially when the other parent is alive. If they're not allowing you to go to see the other parent, there is something there. Sometimes some parents just use it sometimes to because of the issue they have with the other parent. But especially here in America, you can go to court and demand to see your child. So, but sometimes they are protecting you from something. That's just what I think. If they're a good parent, but some are just controlling. They don't want the other one to see you or something like that, to use the children. That could happen. Then they're not enough money. They are blaming the single parent for not having enough money to buy the nice things. But if I wish they knew what those parents are going through. I said that already. Because when you're single parent, when you have two parents, at least maybe one work, maybe put two income together. But if it's just a single parent, they are struggling. Now, if you are older, remember we agreed that I'm talking to someone older than 18 or older. If you are 18 or older and you are still living with your parents, let me ask you, especially a single parent. By the way, a single parent could be a male or female, especially these days. They could be single fathers. I'm not leaving you out. It could be a single father raising the children and not allowing them to see their mother, something like that. So the other situation I was talking about. Now let's go to the money. It's not enough. And I was about to ask you, the 18-year-old who's watching 18, 20, 21, you're still at home. Do you even know how much it costs to pay, like to take care of the home, including, especially if you're renting, even if you're not renting, whatever the situation is, the costs, the monthly costs that your single parent has to, how much money they have to meet their needs, the needs in this family. If you didn't know, I'd like you to go find out. Ask the parent. You know, parents don't like to talk about it, but try it. So say, I wonder, mom, I wonder, dad, how much do you pay for rent? How much electricity? How much is water? Depending on where you are and the bills you pay. How much is food? Go with them shopping and see. Look at the receipt. How much? Then you see reality. And especially if you are living in a country where you could work, before you are even 18 or 18, around that age, even though you're at school, please take up something. Do something to contribute. And then you're going to start understanding these things better instead of blaming. Okay? We are out for the single parent. Okay. Do you blame your siblings? What do you blame your siblings about? Siblings for talking to you the way they treat you or they treated you. They said to you, oh, you're not smart enough, or you're not beautiful enough, or you're not tall enough. Because you could be siblings, some are tall, some are short. They are always saying you're not tall enough, you're the one needing to climb on a table to get something up, and then you have a tall one. So you feel like you're not good enough, not tall enough, or too tall. They say, you are too tall. You feel like you could feel bad for being too tall or too short, or you are too big or too small, whatever. And then this grows up with you because these are the first people you know in the family. So whatever they call you, you tend to be sensitive about it later. So are you still blaming them? I mean, are you blaming? Remember, I'm listing people we tend to blame. So are you blaming your siblings for something? Or are you blaming your friend at school? Or they call you not good enough. No, you're not smart enough. They say that too. Then you don't dress well enough. You know, sometimes they even have their own groups. Like you cannot be around those people because they have the money and you don't dress well enough. You're not fitting their standards. So is there that kind of thing? You come from a poor family and they treat you different. Those kind of things. Are you still blaming them? That's the topic. Are you blaming them? I'm saying you shouldn't. You have to figure out a way not to step or not to be stuck on that. Okay, how about the teachers? The teacher said I wasn't smart enough. I'm not college material. I can't go to university. I'll never be successful. There are people who say that. Okay, did the teacher say that to you? Employers, employers, they give me too much work. No time left. They're too demanding. Blaming employers. They're not understanding your situation, what you have to go through, this work you have to do, and you have to go home, and the long distance, and the travel to work. They're not understanding. You're blaming the employers. Your children. Oh, now we get to a point when you have children. Now you're blaming your children. Because of these children, I don't have time to do anything. I don't have money to do anything. All the money goes on the children. Blaming the children. Husband, wife. This is the last one. Are you blaming your husband or your wife? Now, for whatever the situation is, that you feel like you want to do something, but because of your wife or your husband, you can't do it. And especially the wife, if you it's a one-income household, and the wife, you are home, the man is working, you want to do something, and you can't touch any money. You don't even know how to spend the money. You have no control over the money. He maybe gives you just a little bit to go shopping for food. So you are blaming him for not having the money to do what you want. And by the way, when I'm talking about what you want, what do you really want? Do you even know what you want? No, there's another blame that I think two more. The last one will come later, but I want to do on the education. Yes, I didn't have the education, so I can't know. I don't even know what to do. I don't have a degree. Recently I was watching the news, like a day ago, when I saw a report. They were hiring. I think that was USA. They were hiring people who, video games. People who are very good at the video games. They were hiring them to become traffic controllers. No. What do they call them? Air traffic controllers. Is that what they call them? If I didn't get it right, put it in the comments for me. Remind me what it is. But the people who control the airplanes, like flying, like the traffic, they're called air traffic controllers, right? You get it? They want them to hire them. These are people, they may not have had a lot of education and degrees or stuff, but because they know how to to control themselves, that environment of being focused, playing video games, they were advertising, they want to hire them. They were being interviewed actually, people who got good jobs because of that. So maybe you have a unique skill that you can use. Don't blame the education. And also because of what's going on now, you can really learn. You can learn. Education doesn't have to come from a classroom only. And you could go back to school also. If that's the issue, if your issue is education, you can go back to school. Don't say you can't come here because you're older. You can go back to school. So, now, it's time to ask you, since we've gone through all the things you could blame, all the people you could blame, assuming you don't want to blame them anymore, you are ready, right? You're ready to change the situation? Let me ask you, what do you want? What do you wish to be different in your life to make it better? Now that we've come to a conclusion, that's up to you. Up to you. Don't blame it on anyone. Okay, those things that happen, if it needs some solving to do, you ask them for forgiveness, or you ask them, if someone hurt you so much and they're still alive, you can talk to them about it, and maybe they can apologize, and then you can feel better. Or figure out a way to have therapy. There is free therapy, by the way. If you have a church or a Muslim mosque, those kind of places, they have therapists who are free, or you have the money. I don't know. Now, when I'm asking you what you want, you need to know that whatever you want to get, to move yourself from this level to another level, they're going to be, I mentioned already, some sacrifice. Again, I'm quoting Dr. Phil. He said that when you have a habit that you don't like, for example, this may not even be a very bad habit, like watching TV. If you tend to watch TV too much, just for entertainment, but you feel like you need to learn something new, something more, start watching YouTube videos like mine here. That's a joke. I mean, YouTube videos that are to do with what you want to do. Find someone who's doing what you want to do and start learning from them. This is free. YouTube is free, although sometimes they have something they're selling, but they give you enough information. You can save some money and start learning because the courses tend to be cheaper on the internet. So I'm saying replace the habit of watching TV and watch videos, YouTube videos instead. The habit, find another habit. Where are you spending the time? Look at where you could replace a habit. A consistent habit that's not good for you right now to another consistent habit that's good for you. Just switch the two or reduce. Okay, I was watching 3 hours of TV. Now I watch only 1 and then spend 2 on something new. Okay? So start like that. But then the environment, the kind of people, find the people who are doing what you want to do and be around them. Be around them, find some kind of mentor. They don't have to know you. You could buy a book. They wrote a book. Get a book. Figure out a way to change this. And as I end, before I even end, I wanted to say, you have to figure out a way to motivate yourself. Even if you don't have, you are not around but then those people that you are blaming, like the parents, you could still be in their house. You could still be around those same people, the husband, the wife, those people who are not supportive. Yes, blaming the husband, they're not supportive. I think I didn't mention that. My husband is not supportive. My wife is not supportive. When you're still around those people, you can still figure out a way to balance it out, to find an hour a day. Just 1 hour a day, even 30 minutes a day, even 15 minutes a day, to start changing things. Start changing things from the little time you have. If you have to sleep less, wake up at night, do something and change something. Yes, I was about to say that reward yourself. Reward yourself or sort of punish yourself. If you say, I'm going to do this, like for example, I have a program, I suggest to people that partner with the anthem that you do a session a day. Okay, you are in this program, you're supposed to do a session a day, and you didn't do a session a day, then you're gonna find something to say, because I didn't do a session a day, I don't qualify to do something in my life, something good in my life. Like you take away something in your life. What is it? What do you like to do every day? You say, because I didn't do that, I'm not getting this. And then when you do well, reward yourself. How do you reward yourself? It's up to you. I don't know. Do you eat yogurt? What do you do when you feel good? So that's like a joke, maybe a bad joke. My daughter says, I don't know how to joke. So when you feel good, you did it well, reward yourself. When you feel like you didn't do what you're supposed to do, figure out a way to feel it. You say, you know what? I'm going to do this myself because I don't deserve this, because I didn't fulfill that thing. That's so important. Okay, the last point I wanted to say was blaming it on the country. The country. Because I'm speaking to you from USA here, which is known as the land of opportunity, most people believe that people who are in USA are better off. Oh, I don't think so. I know many people come from other countries and come here, but if you get to know the process they get through to do something, to get something out of USA, you'll say maybe, especially now with the internet, maybe you could even be better off over there. Do you know why you could be better off now? Don't think I'm serious. Many people text, they send me messages, DM on Instagram, they ask me about America. I say, please, just stay where you are. Only if you don't have internet. If you don't have internet, maybe you can move out from where you want to get somewhere where there's internet, in the same country somewhere, because there's more opportunity on the internet. And it's so expensive to live in America. The rules of being allowed to work, even to work, to be legal here. You want to be an illegal person? Even traveling to America, the whole process, those millions, okay, I call them millions, depending on where you are, but the dollars you have to spend. I don't think you can go through the process of coming to USA without spending at least $5,000. I don't think it's possible. Only if someone else is doing it for you. But if you are going to save $5,000 just for the cost of the ticket and everything you have to go through to come live in America, where you don't even have a job waiting for you, so why do that? I'm saying stay where you are, but you're going to figure out this internet. This internet is such an opportunity, I don't even know how to explain it. If you live in the age, if you are watching me, or if you are watching me and you are younger, you never knew the time when there was no smartphone. then you shouldn't complain about anything because you don't know what hardship means. If you've had a smartphone all your life, it was here where you can the internet, the social media, where you can communicate with someone for free. I'm telling you. Let me share a story. This may become a long video, but let me share it. Because when I first came here, I didn't have my children with me. But later, they're here. But before that, the communication I was doing to communicate, because I'm originally from Uganda, to call Uganda, they used to have, you hear the company AT&T, they used to have to be AT&T, there were only two companies. If you wanted to communicate international, there were only two companies, and you had to pay. Like, I think it was $1 something per minute or something. It was so expensive. So that's why the calling cards came. For those of you who are international people, maybe you know about calling cards. You go buy a calling card, and then they had to know, okay, where are you calling? If you're calling this country, this is the better card. If you're calling this country, so you scratch off the code. You go buy maybe a calling card for $10. You scratch off the code, and then you to still, they tell you to give you 30 minutes. It gives you only 20 minutes. That was the game we're playing to try to avoid the international calling fees, because it used to be a bill, very, very expensive. Then, because I have these children, I have to communicate, especially when there was something going on, I would communicate more. I said, you know what? For the same company that had figured out that had a good calling cards for Uganda, I went online. They had a website. So I would pay. I put in my debit card, I would just pay. In fact, it will refill itself. It will refill itself. Like whenever you go to a certain amount, it will refill itself. So whenever you are communicating, they don't cut you off. They just charge your card. So I was doing that. I was looking at the bill, amount of money I spent on just the phone, just calling. I remember one time while I think processing them to come to USA, I spent $300 a month on just calling. And I remember they stopped charging on the card. When I tried to charge some more, they said, no, you reached the limit. Because they thought maybe someone else was using my card. This was too much. If you where you are, you convert $300 just calling. That's just one small expense of calling Uganda. But right now, I use WhatsApp. All you need is internet connection, and you have a whole hour conversation with someone. Okay, when you are talking to people in other countries, for us, we have Wi-Fi, but they don't have Wi-Fi, they have to put on data. But still, this is like a miracle. It's a miracle. So you don't have to think about coming to America, please. Just stay where you are. Just figure out the internet. And I'll make that my last point. Come to my world and learn how to make money online. Do you know why making money online? I use make, but I don't like the word make. I prefer earn. You earn money because you put the effort. You earn in dollars. You earn this money in dollars, yet the cost of living is cheaper where you are. That's a miracle. Because if I'm online and I earn $1,000 here, $1,000 in America is nothing. But if you earn $1,000 a month and you're in another country, it's going to solve many of your problems. So please, forget about America. I hope America is not hearing me. I'm saying stay where you are. But here today, I'm saying it's up to you. Figure out what you need to do and do it. Stop blaming other people. It won't help you. So just decide, starting today, I'm not blaming anyone. Just forgive them. If they did something bad to you or whatever, they didn't do their job, say, you know what? My dad never took care of me, but I'm grown, I'm smart, I'm alive, I'm here, I'm breathing. Take care of business. Do it yourself, and you have a lot of potential. You have a lot of potential, you can do a lot. And then you're going to take care of those people that didn't take care of you well. Your mother struggled, they did what they did. Remember, I have to remind you of the quote that the Maya Angelou quote. Where is it? When you know better, you do better. When you know better, you do better. Maybe your parents didn't even know. And the times, always think about the times when those parents were doing the job. It was tougher. It was tougher. There was no information. Now you can go on the internet and look up something. How do you do this? You're on YouTube. How do you do that? There was no YouTube. So be kind. Okay? Leave a comment for me. And you're subscribed. You have notifications turned on. So when I'm coming live, you come join me. I'm here to support you, and we support the community. We support each other. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, whatever you want to do. Okay? Like I always end them. I say, take very good care of yourself. Take very good care of your families. take a very good of your health. Take a step. Stop blaming others. You are still alive. Be just grateful. Change habits. Be consistent. Keep taking the step, and another, and another, and another. You'll get there. You'll get to what you want. Whatever situation you are in, you come to my community. Communicate. I can suggest some new things. I've been through my tough situation myself, so I can suggest how you could do better. How to prevent. I'm old. I'm old. I've seen something. Leave a comment for me, especially about these blaming things. Who are you blaming? Stop it. Take a step to a better you. Bye-bye.